Good afternoon. My name is Walt, and this is Sci-Fi Writers playing old school D&D. We're in the Forgotten Ruin along the Shattered Sea, and we have a bunch of guys from Pelican, 6'4 Heavy, and Air Force crew stuck in a fantasy realm. We have Nick, we have Mike, we have JR, we have J-Mac riding shotgun for today, and lots of fun to be had, lots of things going on. And to start our recap, we ended up last week where they had to go back into the fort and clear. It's not loud enough. I assume you're talking about the intro there, Lord Dalius. Sinokin, thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. Damn.
2 months.
Afternoon.
We're going to have to come up with something to do or show some skin.
So last week, our guys decided to clear out the rest of the fortress. In doing so, they discovered another witch, this time a male. They managed to take him down, but not before finding an entire trunk full of these small vials with greenish liquid. Before they had hit landfall, JR had tried the different colored vials you guys had found in the adventure before. One of them turned to mist. It turned him to mist, and he was able to move and groove throughout the fortress unharmed and undetected. When that wore off, he found his damaged arm was still damaged, so he took the green potion and turned into a walking tree. Kind of like Man-Thing from DC Comics. He was, or the Swamp Thing rather, he was big, he was powerful, and he healed very quickly. Unfortunately, their enemies had this potion as well, and they came to the fort trying to curb stomp them back into submission. There was some bullets. There was guys taking these potions left and right. There was some severe tree-on-tree action, which sounds a lot less exciting than it actually was. And these guys managed to win the day and talk to your elven ally about going back to the Broken Teeth to talk to the Rangers about resupply. There was also Nick's suggestion the time before of possibly going down to Reedmarsh Landing, where you had initially hit the Redlands, and selling the cargo of the ship for a higher price. So you guys are outside the fortress. There are dead men and one big dead werewolf outside. You guys are trying to assess the situation. What do? You got Nick still back on the ship, but Wilbur, Rick James, and Crowley are still on the ground.
I will say that Nick would have been proud. We actually used tactics. We didn't let James just charge in and blow everything up. So fire and maneuver won the day.
Talk dirty to me.
Nightmare assume saying, grab your moon god potion and strap in for the Dead or Toss semifinals.
Someone's been reading Forgotten Ruin.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I want the moon god scene to be my ringtone. Can you make that happen for us?
I
will pay for it.
Walt made one of my fantasies come true yesterday, so maybe.
I played it for them right before you showed up. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think Jabba saying need more moon god potion would be a great ringtone.
You should totally sell them on your website. I would pay for
it. Sell the ringtones? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are surrounded by dead enemies. You have the fortress, and you know that Nick and some of your other crew are back in the ship. What do you do?
So I think we refilled on our flasks and everything else, since that's where all our secret juice is. And
there were 20 vials total.
Oh, of the green stuff. Of the green stuff.
Of the green stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fire, the napalm.
Right. If you guys refill from those barrels another time, that will pretty much finish off one of the barrels. Yeah, because you guys have been throwing fire like crazy. So there were 3 barrels in that room originally with enough glass and wicks in order to make and in order to you guys can actually become a forest. And KTF Fiend saying JR is Groot. All right, so what do you do? Where do you go from here?
So the elf chick asked us for an update to notify the people in the
The broken teeth.
The broken teeth. And so where we left it was we were going to send a runner to go get Nick to bring him up. Now that he's done doing his captain of the ship thing, so that way, as our leader, he could interface with the Rangers.
Okay.
So I will run and get him and bring him right back up.
Yeah,
okay.
and don't we have a computer that maybe could reach out to the Rangers? I don't know if that actually has a comm to the
This particular one, it was only set up for talking to that guy T.
Okay.
So you don't really know. I mean, you could try it. You could see if there's a way. So you just have to have somebody who knows how to use a computer.
Well, I'm the engineer, so I suppose some dice rolling could
be in your future. Gotcha.
And I have the jerry rigging skill, so also could assist.
Right on.
You can rig a jerry.
I could.
Which could get really weird fast. All right. So, Nick, you're on the boat. You're kind of working with the crew. Cam, your first mate, he is getting everything ready and trying to repair the sail that you guys busted the last time. When JR comes up from the boat and climbs onto the rigging to get where you are, and it looks like he's got a message for you. Go ahead, JR.
What message am I supposed to say?
You were going to retrieve him.
Oh, yeah. So, Captain, we've cleared the fortress, and we're waiting for you to talk to the Rangers back home.
Okay. So the fortress is totally cleared.
100%. We even killed the wizard.
Did we get any treasure?
You do not see this cool necklace I'm wearing or this nice ring. Nope. No treasure.
Right. And we can communicate with the Rangers, right? Yeah.
It sounded like the elf lady that we brought with us had contacts of some sort.
Okay. So
and she's waiting to interface with you.
All right. I would like to interface with the elf lady.
All right. So, unlike, just walking across a day room and going into a pilot's bay back home, it takes a good 20 minutes to get back to where you were because you got to climb into a boat, get into the grotto, walk up the stairs. When you, Nick, when you get through the out into the courtyard, you notice there is a lot of mayhem from what you remember. You remember the dead werewolf, and you remember, some of the dead warriors, but there are these like mangled bodies of humans with tons of like what looks like broken branches and forestry all around in a courtyard, and everybody's standing there with the elven agent that you've been working with. She everybody's kind of just milling around. They looks like they're waiting for direction, which would be a perfect time for you to walk in and take charge.
Well, I mean, let's go ahead and talk to the elf lady and get her to interface with the Rangers and let them know, hey, mission accomplished. Everybody else, let's put some security on the doors. Let's put one on the tower, and everybody else start picking up bodies because we're going to burn them.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Dagger team starts going to work. They start KTF Fiend. Rock Power seems keen to interface with pretty much any species.
That's right. I will interface with any species for the greater good of mankind.
And Lord Daly followed that with, he's so Air Force.
All right. So you guys round up the bodies, begin a funeral pyre. The elven agent brings you guys over and kind of while the Dagger team is finishing things off, she says, do you have some sort of communication with your with the Rangers back at the Broken Teeth?
Do we?
No, the only communications you guys had the last time were if you could get to one of their many comm towers they've set up.
Right.
You could link in and work it. Now you found a comm tower the last time you were in the fort.
Right.
But you don't know if it's set up to link to them or not. Wilbur thinks he's got something he can do for that.
Okay.
But he would have to go in and start making it work.
We don't, but we think we have a way to. Our engineer is going to try to jury rig a way to do it.
I will.
All right. So, she gives you kind of like the by all means, let's get to work kind of deal. She says, I'm going to patrol outside the fortress, making sure we don't get snuck up on again. I'll check back with you in about an hour.
Sounds good.
All right. So you guys go back into the fortress, into the section of the fortress that has the little computer area. Give me JR, you're gonna try and get Elvis to jerry rig, and then Wilbur, you're gonna start putting the moves on the PC.
I will.
All right.
We have the connection that we took out of the cave that I'm going to put on the roof of the tower and run the cables that way. So what do I need to roll? Anything?
What is your intelligence?
Okay, I'm pulling that up.
Very exciting as you're pulling that up, JR. I just want to tell you.
Wilbur, I do what I can.
While he's doing that, you're going to try and get this computer to actually log in and do something?
I will. I will use my 15 intelligence to try and have my way with the computer.
All right. So the interface looks a little funky. It looks very, very like cobbled together. Something they did aftermarket. So you're going to be at a -2. So 13 or less. Let me see what you got.
Well, I got a 15.
You think you could get it, but maybe it might take a little more time.
Okay.
All right. And JR, jerry rig?
Yep. I got an intelligence of 10 because I'm super smart Air Force only.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm rolling my D20. And I got a 12, so that's above my 10.
All right. So as you're watching all of this, Nick, you see the look of that look that military personnel give their superiors when they've gaffed something all to hell. They're not really saying that they've gaffed anything to hell, but you have a sneaking suspicion.
Wait, I had to get above the score, right?
No, below.
Ooh, okay. I fail again.
I will do that officer thing and kind of stand over and say, "Hey, we ready to go now?"
Wait, I need another minute or so.
Just another minute.
Yeah.
Really? I expected more of you, but okay. Take all the time you want. Nothing's burning down the house.
What do you do while they're working, both J Mac and Nick?
I am gonna kind of search this area to see if there's any secret compartments or data or intel or code books or porn.
So there is the desk that you have. It's not like like a desk that you might have nowadays, but it's it's a big wooden sturdy desk. You start fishing around and stuff like that, and you find like a false side to one of the legs of the desk.
I do this look.
So as you're kind of creeping around, you pull off a panel, and a big thing of military grade 100-mile-an-hour tape rolls out.
I'll take that.
Looks about three quarters full. So, and for those who don't know what 100-mile-an-hour tape are, who are watching this, it's like military grade duct tape. Oh, Nick's got some.
I was gonna say, don't they have like the 400 and 500-mile-an-hour duct tape for the airplanes?
Yeah, for the airplanes. Yep.
Yeah.
So, he grabs that roll, and there's kind of like the sound of wow, there's a lot going on for this joke. Yes, there it is. Yep. So there's there is also like the sound of pages as you're fishing out that roll?
I don't have Motrin, but I have a lot of that.
Now we're gonna have to do product placement. So yeah, there's the kind of like the sound of like moving pages as that thing drops out. So you fish around the empty space and come free with a what looks like an old school Hustler magazine.
Whoa! All right.
Score.
He reads the articles, people. Don't judge.
Yes.
No, you never read the articles for Hustler. Those like verged on white supremacy.
And then as you lean against the desk, you hear like something like hitting the bottom of the desk. And when you look back, there is what looks like an old kind of like a flash drive, but it's big. It's really thick, and the what do you call it? There's a symbol on it you don't recognize.
Okay, I will lay that on top of the desk, and then I will peruse the Hustler, not for the pictures, but to see if anybody left any markings in the notations or stuck some information in there. Blah blah blah.
And Wilbur notices the flash drive and says, "Hey, Chief, hey, Captain, can I see that, please?"
Chief, what are you, baby? Drop and do push-ups till I get tired. Yes, I will hand the flash drive over to Booger.
All right,
we'll see if I can find an orifice to stick it into to see if
yeah.
it'll,
Are you done yet? Is it ready? Are we ready to go now?
Hold on, let me roll my dice and find out.
So while he's doing that, J Mac, what are you and the daggers doing? You guys have already burned the bodies.
Yeah, we're taking inventory. I'm actually taking inventory of the daggers because how many are left?
There's 4.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So what happened to the guy Wilbur hit?
Yeah,
he's dead.
One isn't happy.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, he's so there's still 4
3.
daggers?
Yeah. There were 5 total.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you got you. You have
I think we're
Big
at 3.
Benny.
Yeah, you had.
Because
you're right. Because the other guy
killed
died.
one.
Yeah.
So so you got 3 daggers plus
3
yourself.
left. Okay.
Yep.
And Benny has dysentery again.
And Benny has dysentery.
He keeps drinking that funny water. So yeah.
Knight of Barsoom is like, "Where's James?" And Captain Kilkosha, "Who's James?" So you guys are outside. You had burned the bodies. You start taking you start doing PCCs and PCIs, which is your pre-combat inspection, pre-combat checks, and they're getting close on like ammo, water, stuff like that. So you're gonna need to either replenish or find alternate means of combat for these guys very soon.
Can we do that while they're just go down to the? I guess is it all salt water? Is it ocean?
You're near the ocean, but you know that they've got to have a well somewhere nearby, unless they're
He's prepared.
Hey, no one's. We have a new patch for
Hold on.
Forgotten.
That's pretty cool.
There we go.
So you have a nice little chest carrier. Kind of goes there if you wanted to do that. If you want to be a goofball, but I just thought I'd share that with everybody.
That's awesome. Can we get that on the website, forgottenruin.com?
We can.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty
badass.
cool.
All right, so don't we have the steward or whoever was that you used to take care of this place? He should know where the well is.
Yep.
Yeah, you're showing JR around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go find the steward, talk to him.
He's back in the kind of like the big common room where the hearth was, and he's pulling bodies out. He's kind of thin and frail looking, but he's a lot stronger than he looks because he's basically just dragging these guys out one armed, using his other arm to like pull himself around obstacles like tables, chairs, stuff like that, and pulling them out into the courtyard so they can add them to the fire.
So I'd offer to help, but
I have guns. He tells you, he gives you a whole, excuse me, sir, I just need to move through.
We're looking to replenish our water. We heard there's a well around.
Yes, just over the hill.
Over the hill.
Yeah, like on the backside of the fort. So like walk on the outside of the wall. And we had to dig another well. Something about the guy with the fetishes and the one you killed. He did something to the well and people were getting sick. So we had to dig another well, and it's outside.
He did something to the well.
We have a well here inside the keep, and I mean, normally you could still use it if you want, but I don't know how safe the water is going to be.
Yeah. I kind of want to volunteer JR to try out this tainted well water. He seems to be into that.
Maybe that's actually what Benny was drinking, and
and that's what got him sick.
That's very rude, there, Sergeant Crowley.
Oh, you're just into all that drinking potions and stuff. Yeah, we'll go to the well outside. That's not suspicious at all. I'll let my dagger team lead the way.
All right. You guys get outside, and it looks
let
like
your dagger team lead the way. Oh, this is Air Force. That's right.
Yeah. You guys
lead
get
from
out
the rear.
Yeah, you guys get outside, and it looks like a hastily dug well. It doesn't look like it was blocked off very well, like it might have been dug within the last month or two. And the very sloppy rigging as far as like putting a rope and bucket in there, but you can see down there is water,
Okay.
and they do use a cover on it so that like leaf and tree debris and all that other stuff isn't like messing it up.
We drop a bucket down, pull it up.
All right.
To try and fill our canteens.
Yeah,
But
totally.
we want to make sure it looks like water.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And
we fill our canteens and stuff.
Yeah, as part of your deployed air ground crew kit, you guys have water test material, so like you can test it real quick, and it looks safe to drink. The one outside the fort, not the one inside.
We're
you
good
don't
with
know
that.
about that one yet. All right, so you guys load up, get resupplied and stuff like that. Periodically, while you're out there, you notice that that elven agent that you guys have been working with, she appears through the trees here and there, kind of like checking on you more than you noticing her, and then she disappears into the trees again.
I knew she had a crush on me.
Although everybody keeps calling her Elven, although you still haven't seen the ears because she has her hood up.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So
I just think it's a nickname,
because you don't really believe that this is going on. So yeah, back in the fort, about an hour or so goes by, and they manage to jerry-rig enough to get a connection back to the command center at the Broken Teeth. It's text only, though.
Text? Where'd you get your engineering degree at? DeVry?
Exactly.
I guess. I guess
yeah.
I'll get. Do I have to like?
No. It's a full laptop.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I like the idea of texting with thumbs better.
I'm totally a thumb texter.
Yeah, you can. So he's the keyboard like this. So yeah, you get Knight of Barsoom is saying, search for coffee and stabby things. The essentials. Somebody else has read Forgotten Ruin.
Yes. Every time we mention Forgotten Ruin, we'll show the patch.
Yeah.
Wait, we also have the stickers too.
Oh, I love the stickers.
I got all kinds of swag this week.
Oh my god! I will take like 10 more of those.
I'm gonna put this on the butt of my M1.
Yes.
And I don't think it'll show because the white won't show because it's vinyl. So you'll have to really look close to see "Be Meaner Than It."
That's awesome. Yeah, I got my sticker right there in the inside the campaign book. Yep.
Ooh,
Looking good, looking groovy.
that's beautiful.
So, the text comes through and it's Captain Cordero. He wants a status update.
We update the status. The fortress has been neutralized. We have captured a ship. We have terminated a wizard and a couple of witches. I did a pretty great job managing everything, and I'm putting myself in for a bronze star?
At least.
At least.
At least.
At least.
All right. So you relay all that information.
JR, why is that funny?
Because everyone knows that Bronze Star only goes out to rank. If it has no V, it means nothing.
I was going to say, add a V to it.
You know what? Yeah, you did engage in combat. Give yourself a V for Valor.
Exactly.
Nay Lynn is saying, I've only made it to chapter 4. Started reading FR at work this morning. As long as it's not a job where you need hands-on and eyes forward, we support this plan.
Just a security guard at the bank or something. Yeah.
Naylin, thank you so much. We hope you are enjoying it. It is a lot of fun, and I think you will like Talker's antics.
Absolutely. JR is saying it's glorious. So we you get another reply back. Do you need extraction?
No, I've got a ship now. I don't want extraction. We are good. We now have a ship. Request next mission profile thing.
You get a little like spinning wheel that says incoming image. And
we both went to the same place.
it's like you start holding the hustler up to the camera in order to take your own and send it back.
All men have problems with computers because that's where our mind is. Like, I'm going to send you a picture, and the first thing men think is,
"Yep."
We've been trying not to say it. We just go,
"Uh huh."
And then you get the disappointed look afterwards.
Yeah.
The image takes a while to come through because this is not like DSL or high speed.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I mean, you don't get the AOL sounds that James Ward probably hears when he boots up his email.
It screeches. Yeah.
You've got mail.
But it takes a good 10 minutes for the image to come through, and it's a picture of the forge, tattoo kind of like laid onto the picture, like an image of the map of the Shattered Sea, and it's showing your last known location of where you guys went down, and on top of the there's like a handwritten note that says recover forge should be primary. I
will respond. We will make our way that way, and I'll tell them about our ship and how I renamed it the Cyclops Whore. And then I'm now a captain.
The Cyclops Whore. I am so writing
that in the next book.
Yep.
Well, it makes sense because he uses his one-eyed monster with her with the
that's what's wrong with you right there. No one went there. I'm surprised there are some GE faithful right here. How many people have actually read Galaxy's Edge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, right here.
Where is the Cyclops Whore?
Mm-hmm. It's one of no, we do. It's in the what do you call it? One of the Tyrus Rex novels.
No, it's the Hogus' ship is I think called the Cyclops' Whore.
What?
Yep.
You sure that made it through edits?
I don't know if that made it through edits.
Oh, maybe Jason thought horror was
Because Hogus is my hero.
He went like this. He went. No, I'm pretty sure it is.
He's looking it up.
I got such an earful. I got that look like in triplicates this morning because we're editing Forgotten Ruin 2, and and there's a time crunch because it's got to be up by next Wednesday. And he was so disappointed, but he made it all work, so it was great. But no, I think Hogus's ship is called the Cyclops Whore.
I think he might have changed the word whore.
Oh, what did he change it to?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't remember whore.
Someone pull out their copy of Galactic Outlook.
Was it someone in the audience probably
was it the Viridian Cyclops or something like that?
Maybe
That sounds
no.
close.
Viridian is the name of the planet.
It could be. All right,
we'll look it up. There's a trivia question.
Yep.
There won't be a prize. I don't know.
If you guys can put in the chat what is the name of Hogus's ship, and people on the stream are not allowed, so it's only the. Yep, there it is.
It looks like you got it. Yeah.
Viridian Cyclops.
Viridian Cyclops. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it was in the original. It was called the Cyclops.
So Knight of Barsoom, hit me up PM, and I will. If you have already gotten a copy of Forgotten Ruin, I will get you one of the patches.
Okay.
For a quick screen share here, we got the upcoming cover of Forgotten Ruin 2, just looking all sorts of sexy. All right, so the picture comes through. It says obtaining forge should be priority. You shoot back, Cyclops Whore, the name of your ship. You are mobile. The next line that comes through is a little worrisome. It says intel as follows. Enemy forces know you are there. Make way from current objective to new objectives. Keep me informed.
Let's go pirating.
Well, we need to take this computer with us.
Yeah.
We can do that?
Yes.
I thought it was a laptop, wasn't it?
It is a laptop.
Yeah.
What about a power source?
It looks like they have. It's got a battery.
Okay.
It looks like a big extended battery that kind of sticks out the back a little bit, and they have a solar charger.
Okay.
That they've wired up to charge this thing.
Okay.
The antenna and stuff like that, that's like way out. It's like it's a couple hundred feet away from the fort. They've used cable that they've dug under the ground to hide, and that cable. So if you wanted to take the antenna with you, you would have to dig up all that cable, unmount it from how they have it secured. It would probably take a long time, quite a few hours.
Well, we could go out and get the antenna. We could dig up some cable and keep the cable close to the, like if we put on the ship, if we put the antenna on the ship, and then keep the like how we could dig up 20 feet of cable, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's recover some cable.
All right, daggers are on it. We're digging.
Yeah. So if you got anybody who has the jerry rig skill, they can start working with you to do that. JR, that's you, right? And Wilbur, you have it as well?
Yeah.
Yep. So do I roll my D20 and I've got to beat a 10 and I'm probably
right now you guys are not under. This is stuff you do all the time, so you won't have to. What do you call it? Apply any type of skill roll. It's just going to take some time to do it. So another hour goes by. You guys are into mid-afternoon by the time you get all your stuff set. Your secret agent lady comes in and she says, "Hey, are you guys about done?"
We are, and we'd like you to come with us.
I don't do boats.
But I thought we had something, baby.
She goes, "Oh, we can totally." She says, "We could totally investigate that on the land." She's like, "But yeah, no boats."
Well, we have to go recover a forge, and maybe do a little pirating on the way.
Yeah, you go and do that. She's like, "Be careful when you get to Coben's Rift. If you start going south,
Right.
Anything past Reedmarsh Landing, you are looking at some severe pirate activity. And these are people who have been doing it a really, really long time. So just make sure you take care of yourself.
And we were going to go sell cargo at that port, right?
Reedmarsh Landing, yep.
Okay. We were going to head there and sell some cargo. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
She kind of thinks about it for a second. She says, usually the pirates don't come that far inland because you have ships from the sovereign city that patrol those waters.
Okay.
So, and they don't want to mess with that. They have an agreement for certain weapons that give them battle space superiority.
Okay. Can do.
She Reedmarsh Landing is fine. Avoid Knots Landing, KTF Fiend says. Please take 200 experience points for a funny joke. All right, so you guys reboard the ship?
Yeah. Crowley's leading the way. He's like running.
Let's get
Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go.
All right.
We're pirating.
Are you only securing enough bottles and flasks and stuff like that of the oil that you guys seem so fond of that you can carry? Oh my goodness. Twilight 2000. If you guys are old school game players, this was like the jam back in the day. You know, either nuclear or EMP or something took out America, and forces all over the place are trying to restore order or cause chaos.
Look at this dude with the pig.
Glorious.
And then
look at this chick with the A3, probably the
Right.
A2 or the A1.
and how about the Mark 19 on top of the top of the Humvee?
On the Hummer. Yep. I was in that unit. What does he
That's
have?
awesome.
He have a drum on his?
He does. Yep, he's got a drum fed.
I just bought that. The miracle of these days, you can reconnect with your childhood. Childhood is for auction on eBay.
Yes.
That should be their slogan. So let's grab all the barrels that are there of the liquid fire.
They're 50-gallon drums.
We've got dagger teams. We can put them to work.
We'll just roll them to the boat.
Yeah, down a set of stairs. I'm sure they'll make it.
Yeah, no big deal.
So you're gonna try that?
Is
JR volunteering the dagger team?
So you can you volunteered me for the well, so you can actually rig ropes where you tie a rope around it, loops under, and you create handles where you don't have to put all your weight. It distributes the weight sort of like a fulcrum would, and then 4 to 6 guys can carry that 150-gallon drum like it was nothing, and I bet they could get it down. Furniture movers use it all the time.
I don't get it. Can you show me how that works?
It seems like you know what you're doing, LT.
Yeah.
All right, I will rig it up and we will do this thing.
And like an LT, he fell for it. He felt like someone actually believed he was competent. He was like, "That was my chance." Crushed hand later.
All right, so you get all of the dagger team members plus yourself on the fulcrum ropes. You get about 3/4 of the way down the stairs. One of the dagger team slips his loses the rope, and it goes rolling down the stairs and crashes at the bottom.
Clearly, he needs an Article 15 because he didn't do it right.
I think Nick wants to give him a medal.
Only he gets medals.
No, I haven't gotten my medals yet.
You managed to get one barrel down after about 20 minutes.
Acceptable.
And that's not getting it on the ship. That's just getting it to the bottom of the stairs. You gonna keep going with it? Just the one barrel, or you gonna, because you got this barrel and one more left.
I've moved furniture this way. It can be done. We've got this.
Said the LT. Okay.
Lieutenant Rick James put himself through flight school by moving furniture and stripping.
Oh, I wish you had said that before the show, because then I would have found a suitable graphic that would have gone with that. So they want to know if you're a first lieutenant or a second lieutenant there, Rick James.
First lieutenant.
All right. So, hey, there's somebody.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good. How are you? Just want to say
It's,
hi really fast.
it's very nice to see you.
You too.
I like the tiara.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting him play with us.
So, Lord Dalius, Chip and Dale's Moving Company is correct.
Don't
So,
judge. $200 is $200.
So it's right around dusk when you guys get to the ship. Manage to load everything up. The deckhands are really quick in getting everything together and getting everything like on the boat. They secure the boat launch on the side, and they start making way. As long as the captain's good with it.
I'm good. Let's do it.
All right. Cam gets everybody going. You start getting underway. I assume you're heading south, he says.
Yes.
To Reedmarsh Landing. Okay. So you make your way there, or start to make your way there. Do you set a guard at night? Do you not set a guard at night? Well, I mean, you guys just met these dudes. Yeah, on the ship. You just met these dudes.
Do we set a guard at night? Well, yeah, definitely. We still run a military watch. We should all learn how. I would gather my forces together, and I would say I think it's important that we all learn how to sail now. So everybody should sort of take we should kind of figure out the organization of the crew, and that there's people who steer the ship and people who rig the sails and people who handle the cargo. And we should all kind of divide up and be among them and learning their jobs. And then at the same time, yeah, we should always have one of us on deck, even during the night, whatever, kind of doing security. So I would say with the Dagger team leader, I would say, let's run security at all times. So let's keep 2 guys on, 1 fore and 1 aft, and 2 guys resting.
Sounds good. I'll take first shift with 2 other Dagger guys, and then.
Okay.
Oh wait, I only have 3, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be me and.
You should learn how to drive the ship, which I think is called the helm in the Navy. An engineer, I think you should learn about the sails and how that works.
I'm sure driving a ship is the same as driving a plane. I got this.
It's
And
exactly the same.
I will practice my Captain Morgan pose for the most part. And if they've got some kind of looking glass, I'll use that.
Yeah, they have a spy
I've
glass.
been nailing that.
Yes, I will do those things.
You need to find the captain's hat. You can't be a captain without the captain's hat.
I think I found one on the dead guy.
He needs a parrot. He needs a
The
parrot.
disgusting, disease-ridden dead guy. You're like, I don't want to touch him, but nice.
Yeah, the captain who was diseased. I assume you either threw
Burned
him
all his
overboard or
Yeah, we did. We scrubbed and burned his cabin.
okay.
And if it feels good, I will reoccupy that in a captainly way.
All right. The
There's gotta
ship
be
is.
charts and maps, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll do charts and maps. I'll be all over them charts, all over them maps.
Okay. So the night passes pretty uneventfully for the most part. You get things here and there like you're not quite used to the rhythm of the ship yet, because at all hours of the night there are people calling things out, land masses, shoals that they're trying to avoid. It looks like they're trying to stay close to the coast. Not so close that they're going to run aground, but close enough to where they're not in really deep water. That's probably a question that you could ask at some point, why they're doing that. It might be mostly for navigation purposes, but it is the ruin, so things could get weird. They have a watch rotation that they kind of go through so that people can get some sleep. Right around 3 or 4 in the morning. Who's up and who's asleep?
I'm awake still. I'm on deck,
Okay.
and one of my daggers is with me.
Okay. JR.
I will be up learning the ways of driving a ship.
Okay. Wilbur.
I'm asleep, but I have all my little figurines arrayed next to my
all the
bed.
fetishes.
Yeah. Just in case.
And Nick, are you up or in the captain's quarters? You're muted, sir. There's a button. There it is.
What time is it?
Like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, I'm wasted. I'm fast asleep. Wasn't there drinking?
There's always rum.
Yeah. I'm hours asleep.
Okay. You get a light knock at the door.
Let's roll my new Pathfinder dice that I received.
Ooh.
I think these were called Corpse Finder dice or something like that.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. Let me see if I can. They're beautiful.
You should show us on camera.
Here they come.
Oh, those are glorious.
Yeah.
I like it. That's my word of the day, glorious.
I'm going to roll against my wisdom to see how much I drank.
And whether you wake up or not.
I failed by a lot. I drank a lot.
Okay. You're kind of delirious when you hear the knock.
Okay. I will say what?
And then it's really light again. There's like a light tapping.
Is it a feminine knock?
No. It sounds like some like knuckles on wood. You know, it's not like hello.
Okay, I will say what again, but I'll do that thing where you get up and you put your feet on the floor.
Knock again. Quiet, but it's there.
All right, now I will do that passive aggressive thing where you march towards the door and say what again?
What?
Nothing. It's quiet.
Does he have a throat mic on? Do I hear any of this?
Probably not. He's probably out of his gear.
Yes, I sleep in my plate carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the motto of JR's, or that's the title of JR's memoirs in Iraq. I sleep in my plate carrier.
Sleep. We don't need sleep. We've got the coffee dip.
Yeah, coffee dip and rip it.
Okay, well, I'm a little irritated, but someone keeps knocking and they keep not answering, so I'm a little concerned. So out comes my meteorite sword.
Okay.
And
do you whisper the words to get it to activate?
You remember what the words are.
Lucky number 7.
All right. So you activate it. The ghostly letters crawl its way across the blade, flickering like a blue candle almost, and casting you in a very eerie light. Do you open the door?
I open the door with my weapon hand, and I have my sword in my offhand. So opening the door like this, sword is down like this. So if there's anything there, I just stick it right in the face.
There's nothing in front of you, but you get like a light tap on your shin.
I look down.
There is one of the deckhands.
Mm-hmm.
He's plastered against the wall, but like kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying anything, and the look on his face is sheer terror. He's like holding a candle, but he's shaking, right? And he like puts the candle very like shakily on the ground and lets it roll across the deck. As it gets toward the center of the deck, you can see 3 of the deckhands are dead, with their necks and their bellies cut open. The deck is littered in blood, and the blood is raining upward toward the top of toward the above deck.
I
blame
Benny.
In the center of all of this, some of the blood is pooling and forming what looks like a man. The man is very short, probably no taller than like 4'8" or 5 feet. As it takes form, it's very muscular and broad. You see features of like a braided beard and a shaved head, but this thing is like made of like blood. It looks almost like those Hellraiser movies where people were without their skin and all you could see was the sinew and the muscle beneath. The thing sees the candle, kind of like looks at it and turns toward you. And it says, "You killed my brother. You killed my witch. Now I burn your boat with fire and pitch." It stands and starts approaching. What do you call it? More of the blood starts coalescing into more of these things, and becoming like they start going toward other sides of the boat.
Okay. I give my Air Force battle cry of "nice putt." And
Nice putt. Go ahead, roll.
Is this happening outside of his, like right outside his cabin, or is
Yes, it's outside the cabin.
So if we're on deck, we don't see anything then.
No.
Okay.
But at one point, you think you hear "nice putt."
I literally
Good.
just shared that meme in the Forgotten Ruin group.
Do I hear anything?
You were asleep, right?
I was asleep, but I'm a light sleeper.
Not yet.
They've got some funny comments about the bloody guy in the Twitch channel.
like you do.
So we've got Captain Kilgosha wants to know if you wrote yourself into the story with the short guy.
It's possible.
And I was pointing out that it sounded like you were describing the biop midget.
No. All right. What, you take a swing?
I like that everybody's fallen for Walt's disinformation that he's short and small when he's probably most likely like 6'5". Yeah.
How else am I supposed to surprise my opponents in full contact Scrabble?
Exactly. And you don't want anyone like, because half the people on here are serial killers. They're like measuring you for a flesh suit, you know. And they're like, wail on Walt, and Walt is the kind of guy who wants serial killers to show up to his door, and they're like, "Oh shit!" 6'5".
That and Jehovah's Witnesses. It never happens.
I'm looking for a crate full of sanitary napkins.
Lucky number 7 hit with a 15, I think, if a 15 hits.
It does, and it explodes. It's like a balloon popping, and like bits of like bloody tissue hit the boat everywhere, and then catch fire.
When we hear the fire at the ship navigation place,
It's not an explosion like a grenade. It's more like a water balloon breaking.
okay,
You know,
and then catching everything on fire.
and then catching everything on fire. So it'll be a minute before you guys hear or sense any smoke. The other two burst into flame as well.
Do any of my fetishes tell me anything?
You wake up as you smell the fire, and you look, and there's a fetish of like, it looks like a pinwheel of teeth. That thing is rattling. And you see, as the blood golems kind of like explode, the teeth start withering and turning black.
and does my bull necklace or my quartz ring activate in any way to recognize what's going on?
No.
All right, I scoop everything up and hightail it out of my room to probably be met with a wall of flame or something to that.
It's not a wall of flame yet. It's just like bits of fire all over the place. And you guys on deck, you start smelling smoke.
I'm
Now-
heading down towards the captain's quarters.
And I'm sure the sailors, being experienced as they are and knowing the dangers of fire on a ship, would yell smoke the minute they smelled it, because they'd be
Oh, yeah.
highly attuned to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
are there
All the
any
actions-
buckets of sand anywhere?
No buckets of sand. They do have buckets, tons of buckets.
Okay.
So we're going to throw them
So-
overboard and grab water.
I see like I go into it's like a hallway, right? Outside it.
Yep.
So I see just blood everywhere and stuff on fire.
It looks like deep red, almost brackish fluid that has a consistency of almost like jelly.
Okay,
And it's all burning.
the first thing I do is check around for Benny, because I swear this is his handiwork.
So is it dysentery. He's probably in Porta John.
Either that or throwing up over the side.
I thought we left him behind. Like, what's going on?
We left him in the latrine or whatever they call it on a ship.
The head.
The head.
Mm-hmm. So he's probably sick somewhere over the side of the ship, probably on the deck.
I was gonna say you could work. You can aim his working end towards the fire and see if you can douse it.
Extra bonus points for you.
You guys start getting to work trying to get the fire under control.
Yeah.
Seems prudent.
All right. The deckhands seem the most useful. They start getting what looks like almost like a garden spade, and they start like scooping up this goop and trying to get it into buckets to throw it overboard. It's not burning very quick. It's just burning. It's lighting minor surfaces, hanging ropes, stuff like that on fire. They managed to get a good bunch of it into the buckets and onto the deck before they throw it over, and then use other buckets to kind of like douse what's left. It takes a little while.
Is there any sand available?
They have like sandbags that they use for like when the boats get in close on when they're docking and stuff like that, so they're not hitting against the dock.
Okay, I will take that sand and start using it to extinguish the fire where I can.
All right. It takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to kind of get things under control. And being below deck right now is like next to impossible. It's just covered in smoke, and the smoke is acrid and nasty. KTF Fiend is saying, quick, scuttle the ship. That'll put the fire out.
Not my whore.
All right. Cam, who's your first mate, runs up, and he, after they start getting things under control, he says, "What happened?"
I think we were attacked.
By what?
I think you fell asleep smoking.
Well, I have got enemies because I'm so renowned, and this seems to be some sort of attack against us. But let's get the ship back in shape and order, and once we sell this cargo at the place that we're going, we can possibly affect some repairs and improvements. And a bonus for the crew, Cam. A bonus.
He says, "I hope so." So the a couple of the deckhands actually get that dude that had kind of warned you on deck, and he's just frozen in fear.
Hey, Booger, you're some sort of witch now. Why don't you deal with this?
Just give him a hug. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
So I tried. I did try to calm the guy down, see if I can get anything useful out of him. See what did he see? What led him to start the knocking on the captain's door?
That sounds like a song.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hi.
You know what's funny is you remember not last week because you weren't here, but the week before you had played the Rick Roll song. We got violated on YouTube.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, in places like Iran, like all these like other countries.
Hey, Iran sucks. Your nation sucks. Violate me more.
It was weird.
Don't
I
talk
actually
dirty
saw
like
that parts of the audio were blocked out, but I didn't check what it was because I'm like, what could it be?
Badass. I love that kind of level of stuff.
Yes. So, you guys, it's hovering around dawn when you finally get him to talk, Michael. He said that he had woken up because he was going to go on deck and piss over the side. And he noticed one of the guys was like kind of like gurgling. And there was a ghostly shape hovering above him that had cut his neck. And as the guy was bleeding onto the floor, the ghost was kind of absorbed. The way he's describing it, he says like the ghost kind of like either sucked up the blood or the blood kind of like wrapped onto the ghost, and he became physical and started murdering more of the crew.
All right. So what? So I've got a question then. So the the witch that we'd gotten rid of, or that was down below. Is there anything that she had or her crew had brought onto the ship that is still on the ship?
Some of their weapons. So you have the weapons. So she had 2 guards that were kind of like those warriors in the wolf armor. The crew had put aside their, because they're underneath the wolf pelts, their armor was a lot nicer than the rest of the stuff you were encountering.
All right.
It was actually not splint mail, banded mail. So
Okay.
banded mail style breastplates, shin guards, arm guards, and they were, instead of wearing just the wolf garb, they had legitimate sewn clothing and stuff like that. So their stuff was a lot nicer. They kept their swords. They had these short swords, and then they had these weird shields with almost like fang teeth on the end. Those are down in the hold. The kind of ghoul things that she had with her, the things that asked you to kill them because they were probably cursed. Those things, anything they were carrying were just thrown overboard along with the bodies.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out what either the boogeyman came on board somehow onto the boat, or it was left behind, and and who knows if there are more boogeymen to come play with us. So
one of the things that kind of strikes you is the fact that the shape of the thing that spoke was very stocky, very, very muscular and broad and short. It almost reminded you of the dwarves that you guys visited in Sarah Volta.
Interesting.
So, but once again, these things coalesced out of blood, and then the blood caught on fire. So very, very creepy and not at all what you've come to see just yet. It's more reminiscent of what you've been seeing out of this witchcraft you're encountering.
Could we poll the audience, the guys who are native to this place, and go, have you guys ever heard of or seen such a thing before in your lives? If so, then.
They do as you start asking that, most of the crew start almost like a religious observance. Not so much crossing themselves, but more like covering their eyes, covering their mouth, and then covering their heart, and then they walk away. And then, hands up, nope, not going there. But they all do it. They cover their eyes, they cover their mouth, they cover their heart, and then they walk away.
That's weird.
All right, Captain, we've got the boogeyman somewhere that invaded the ship. May still be on the ship for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what to do with that information.
Well, why do you think it's still on the ship?
Well, we didn't know about anything here, and it looks like they materialized out of nowhere. So,
Okay.
Could it happen again? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the most of the crew is very freaked out. The first mate, he seems disturbed, but still very competent. These guys are kind of like, whoa, no, and backing up, kind of, and like I said, they do that religious signing where they cover their eyes, then their mouth, then their heart, then they're like, and then they walk away.
Will the first mate speak it or say anything? Give us any clue what's going on?
When you talk to him, he's very straightforward. He goes, most people who work the coast don't go inland for various reasons, especially in the area where we picked you up. While the stronghold at Sarah Volta does a lot to keep certain wicked things at bay, and have you seen the Tutankari, the big bullmen?
Mm-hmm.
He says in their territories they have religious. Crowley's like, no, what are you talking about? You mean those dudes wearing the bull heads? He says
the Vikings.
the Viking dudes. when you get to their lands, they have men of deep religion that keep evil like this away. But in that space between, certain things make their way to the surface, and evil follows it. He says,
the Minotaur gave me something, and I gave him one of my dice.
yes.
What did he give me?
He gave you a map to give to the captain, which you gave.
Yeah.
And that map led you to this particular fortress,
Right.
which was giving them problems because the people who had taken this over were kind of like disrupting supply lines going north.
Okay. Well, not anymore.
Right. So, but that was the message that you got from the like the burning blood golem dude. He was like, you killed, and the words he used exactly were, "You killed my brother. You killed my witch."
Okay. So whoever this person is, they can make golems.
You don't know, unless you have somebody who knows such things.
I'm gonna walk to where the dead flesh thing was and just concentrate really hard and see if I get anything.
You get a headache.
Not surprised.
So you're sitting there, you're concentrating. After a while, like a few minutes, you like really, really bad sinus pressure and headache. You guys on the deck are probably like, he's probably getting a headache from all that smoke that's still in the hold.
We're just
when I figure out how to make things float again or shoot fire again, you're not going to be laughing anymore, people.
I'm going to take my shema and dip it in water, a little bit of vinegar, and
Gotcha.
I'm going down in the hold.
Oh, you're gonna start cleaning stuff up?
Yeah.
Okay. You're in the hold. What do you do?
What do I see down there?
Burn spots on the decking. A couple of the deckhands that are recovered are like scraping to get down to like regular wood, so that no cinders can reignite. They're moving through the decking. They've got the cargo trap door open to try and vent some of the smoke, and looks like they're just working.
Did the fire come? There was fire spreading on the deck, but then how did the fire get down in the cargo hold?
The blood, when it kind of blew all over the bottom of the boat, just caught fire.
So do we know what's down in the cargo hold? Could that be the source of what's causing this?
You start looking through the crates and boxes and stuff like that?
Yes.
So they're moving tons and tons of like bolts of cloth, which might be ruined because of all the smoke and stuff like that. They'll have to see.
Money.
They're moving
I'm a pirate now. My booty.
That is so become 108. Yeah, that'll be a ringtone. The bolts of cloth. You got some spices and stuff like that, and then they have these ingots, like pieces of timber separating long ingots of metal.
What kind of metal?
The first mate tells you it's steel,
which is valuable here, right?
extremely. This was supposed to go slightly north from here to repair a gate, but seeing as steel doesn't make its way over to Reedmarsh Landing very often, this will probably fetch you quite a bit, especially in this amount.
What time of the day is it? Night.
It's almost dawn.
It's almost dawn. Does he sense anything different or wrong about his ship?
He says, other than you calling it the Cyclops Whore, he's liking the fact that my the ship has now been bloodied several times and caught on fire. Nothing seems more out of the ordinary other than you and your exotic apparel and gear.
Yes.
So renaming a vessel is not a great idea.
So
It's
what,
kind of bad luck, just a little bit.
So would the best course of action be to hurry as fast as we can, because it's to wherever our destination is, because it sounds like we have no idea how that thing came on board, and it could happen again.
And you also remember that one of your fetishes has basically turned like burned almost.
Right.
Well, that means
Is it in like turned to ash, or like is it gone essentially?
It's not gone, but it's like brittle.
Is it the
whereas
one he
before-
got off the witch?
Yes.
one of the 9, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there was only like one off the witch, right? There was a bunch off the tree guys.
Well, this
Yeah.
thing said it was his witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
you
the guy that
killed-
started with
What,
the T.
what the hell do you do, Booger? Like, what's your
He's-
deal?
he said, "You killed my brother. You killed my witch."
Okay. And it hurt one of the things that Booger had.
Right. One of the fetishes.
So why don't you take that fetish and try to concentrate on it?
I'll do that. And
Roll a
actually,
saving.
go ahead.
Roll a saving throw.
You just killed him.
Eh, yeah. I got a 9, whatever that means.
All right. And what's your saving throw?
Listen,
12.
we're not playing with James, so you won't be transformed into a giant gay pineapple.
12.
All right. So yeah, nothing happens. It just what do you call it? It looks like it does.
Did he feel a disturbance in the force when he had to make that saving throw?
No, but you what do you call it? You remember you had the fetishes that look like crow's beaks wrapped in like feathers and with like twine and stuff like that. One of those feels different. As you kind of like moving them around in your hand, one of those feels warm.
Okay. The sailors, they're all into superstition and stuff like that. They have all kinds of stuff like that. I'm going to gather
They're very
a
superstitious.
big meeting, and we're going to lay out these fetishes and say, what do you guys know about this stuff? Does anybody have any experience?
They start, like covering and crossing and getting weird and turning
I told them
around.
to cut that shit out.
He's just slapping their hands.
The guy that kind of warned you last night,
Yeah.
he comes up and he's not looking at them, and he says, these are, he goes, one of my cousins,
Right.
he does this, but this is a perversion of what he does.
Okay.
He says this is like dark.
Right.
Yeah. One of my cousins, he and he's kind of looking for the right words. The whole time he's gesturing toward the items, but not looking at them.
Right.
He says, this one, the one with the, and he looks like he's going to throw up. The beak. This one will talk to you,
Well,
but you have to invoke it or something. It will give you information. It will talk to you. It will tell you things.
Sort of kind of like soothsay.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. That's
All
what
right.
that one does.
I've seen those before. I got one of those singing fish on my wall.
That's awesome.
Now, what about
I grab this dagger who refuses to believe in anything by the shoulders, and I look in his face and I say, you need to embrace the fantasy or you're going to get killed here. Everything that's happening is real. It could be science. It doesn't mean it's magic. But something has made everything here that you don't want to believe in real. That bloody flesh thing, that was real here. That's science here. You need to embrace that or it's going to kill you.
Wait, what? I didn't see the bloody flesh.
That's in
thing,
today's weekend safety briefing.
right?
You did not see the bloody flesh thing.
Yeah, I just saw the aftermath.
Okay, well, a bloody flesh thing lit everything on fire.
Says our drunk captain.
Well, I'm mostly sober now.
Says our mostly sober captain.
Oh my God.
So what about
but
that gemstone that has the fangs set in it? Anything special about that one?
not yet.
All right.
Let's roll on that soothsayer thing. Like, why don't you sit
Yeah.
down?
I'm gonna think about it and go. All right, we're heading somewhere. Does it have? I'm gonna concentrate on it and see if it tells me anything about either the thing that attacked us or where we're going. Is there anything for us to look out for?
Why don't you ask a specific question about the thing that attacked us and stick with that?
All right, let's do that first.
So as he's doing that, Nick, did you want to talk about a little bit about Forgotten Ruin?
I do. It's beautiful. I love it. Forgotten Ruin is, I mean, obviously taking the nation by storm right now, right? Everybody, guys, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody there in Twitch. It's a lot of people are really enjoying it. It's a brand new version of fiction that we call Wargate. What is Wargate? Well, imagine that you took the U.S. Army's premier shock troops, U.S. Army Rangers, and you went to the second movie in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Ring epics, and you looked at Helm's Deep, and you were like, man, guys with light machine guns and Carl Gustavs could really change the color of the battle here. And that is what Forgotten Ruin is. It's a modern military unit in a fantasy setting, and they have unlimited ammo and explosives with which to change the course of events. That is Forgotten Ruin. It is a lot of fun. It is currently now available on Audible. And that is really an excellent listen. That's a brand new star narrator taking the scene by storm. His name is Christopher Ryan Grant. He is a lot of fun to listen to. You should probably get this for the weekend and really enjoy yourself, or you can just swing by and pick it up for ebook. The second book launches next Wednesday, and the third book will launch on June 1st. And also, I would just throw in too, I wrote, that's a Jason and I book, Jason Ansbach and Cole. But also I have another book out this week called Strange Company. And if you ever wanted to know what it would be like if Blade Runner and Planet of the Apes got together and did Mercenaries in Space, it is that book. It's a lot of fun too.
So Nick, they have a plan, by the way. If the April 1st launch doesn't actually happen in your Discord, the Forgotten Ruin sub channel, they are a group of people that are planning to panel ban you.
Sweet. I need a vacation. I would love to kill some dudes. That's Strange Company right there. It is great. It is a lot of fun. And you can see by the grenade there, just the quality of humor that you're going to get from this very dark book. It's pretty dark. It's a very darkly humorous book. It's super violent. And like I said, it's like, what if you had like aliens and Blade Runner and that was a private military contractor force? It is a lot of fun. But no, I can assure you, actually, after this podcast, I've got to make a few final edit changes. Book 2 goes to the formatter tonight at 8:00, and it needs to be uploaded into the Audible system by Sunday evening to actually make the rolling server rotation and then launch on Wednesday. So it's done. It's totally well. Walt read the end of the book, right? You read the end, yeah.
Rocking,
yeah,
just absolutely great.
Yeah, so it's done. It's really done. But I welcome the panel vanning. It can be friendly. It can go well for you. We can all go get donuts and steaks, or I can kill every last one of you motherfuckers. Totally capable. I'd love to go either way. I enjoy violence and I enjoy steak.
And donuts.
Yeah, and I'm comfortable with both.
So you concentrate on the fetish?
I do.
All right. Minutes goes by. Nothing really happens. And as you're just about to, what do you call it? As you're just about to kind of give up on everything.
I blow in your ear.
Yeah. You get the sensation in your ear.
Do you hear the whispering?
Yes, you hear the whispering. Nick Chaos actual whispering in your ear. And as you do the like, come on, man, kind of deal, and you turn back, a crow lands on the barrel where you had the fetish.
And I stare at the crow and see if it'll talk to me.
I slap my hands together and go, "You're welcome," and then go get myself a rum.
Like I said.
It doesn't talk to you.
Do I sense what it's thinking or its emotions or otherwise?
You get a sense that it's here for you.
Oh, Lord.
When Nick like clapped his hands and went to go get the rum, it like flapped a little bit like it was nervous, and you got this sense of like dread from the thing, like it was scared it was going to be attacked. But then when he left, you get this sense that it's here for you, and it's just looking at you. It's just this big ass black bird just looking at you.
So I hold out my arm and see if it'll get onto my hand and see if contact or somehow I can mind meld with this bird and see if I can contact.
You don't get any like Mr. Spock, crazy Mr. Spock action.
Right.
You definitely don't get any Captain Kirk action, but the bird does jump to your arm when you hold your arm out.
All right.
The captain walks back up with his morning rum, and
His morning rum.
He points out, pro tip, crows are some of the smartest animals in the world. And then he finishes his rum and goes off to check on something Shipley.
So I ask it again, basically I repeat the question that I was thinking that summoned the bird in the first place. Where did that, that creature that started the chaos just a little while ago, where did it come from? I mean, I verbally asked the question, see if I get any response.
Geez, get to know it. Kiss it first. Take it out to dinner. You just go right for the clothes.
Yeah.
You got to sweet talk a crow.
So, you start thinking about, do you like actually ask out loud, or are you just thinking?
Yeah, I do both. Yeah. So I'll think it as I'm asking it verbally. Hey, yeah, let's have a conversation, guy. Yeah, my fine feathered friend.
The chat is asking for a Crimson Hawk crossover. Oh, we've gone comic book. All right. So,
it's better than a Crimson Hawk reach around.
Yes, because pineapples.
Let's not go full Navy. You never go full Navy.
The crow kind of like you're staring at it and you're like, so where did this blood thing come from? And as you're doing that, everything stops. The motion of the boat, birds are just frozen in the air.
Captain is all.
Yeah, there's like him and you see like the little droplets of rum and the disappointed face that he's going to have to go below deck to get it refilled. Members of the crew are mid stride, just frozen in place like somebody hit a pause button on a video.
And it's just the crow and I. We're in the same vibe.
Is he the only one experiencing the time stop?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the bird stopped as well or no?
No.
Okay.
And you hear those weird whispers that you caught before. The whispers intensify, and then you get like a sense of a face, like a woman's face overlaid onto the crow. Not so much like it becomes a face, but almost like if somebody was looking, like almost like if you're looking through like a video feed like this, but the image isn't really clear.
So do I recognize the face? Like, does it remind me of the witch that was down below, or is it somebody else that I may have met?
It is not the witch from down below. You don't recognize the face, but there's not a lot of detail for you to make out. And it whispers to you, beware, beware. The dwarves have your scent. The bloody things from below have marked you and will follow you to your ruin.
All right. I thank the crow for the warning and the message.
As you kind of like thank it, Crowley comes up and is kind of like, so what's with the bird?
So time starts again.
But it's weird because it's not like somebody just hits the pause button again. It's almost as if it never stopped.
Yeah.
So everyone except Wilbur experiences time normally.
Yeah, you guys, you just saw him you just saw him looking at this bird, and then he gets it to jump to his arm. It looks at him for a fraction of a second and then flies off.
But it does play that 80s song where it's all, I know this much is true. Like, oh. You remember that song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When it's about to get freaky.
Yeah.
So I informed the captain that we probably have some red caps that are on our tail at some point, and there are a class of dwarves out there that have our number and don't like us very much. So we need to get to where we're going quickly and have a defense ready.
Well, this isn't the first time I've had a problem with dwarves, but that was a tour in Korea. So now we will make sure the ship is shape and sell our cargo. Onward to dawn.
All right. So you guys get to he's going to be cocked when he gets there. You guys get to Reedmarsh Landing sometime around dusk again. The place is pretty lit up. If you look at the image that's kind of behind our faces right now, that is Reedmarsh Landing. It's kind of like a pavilion town where elevated off the water for when the tide comes in, and tons of trading, tons of people moving in and around, boats coming in and out. The day that you came here the last time, you were the only boat in. This time there are at least 4 other boats of about your size and a little smaller coming in.
I would like to pull the captain aside and suggest to him that we restaff our missing sailors while we're here, so we have a full crew.
That will be your job. You get with Cam and find out how many we need to hire. Notice this part. Hire. Do that by drinking them into oblivion and then getting, impressing. You know that, okay? I tell Cam, like, you and your dudes can go in. We'll need one guy to stay behind with us. Find out who's buying cargo, and get everybody nice and drunk so they want to come back and they're not afraid of coming back. I'm actually going to stay on the ship tonight, and the daggers are going to stay on the ship. We'll stay on the first night because we want to be hard to get. We want to play hard to get. We don't want to just, but we want to throw some feelers out to sell our cargo.
All right. So you guys managed to moor up. The deckhands start, getting everything together. Cam comes over to you, Nick, and he says, "Should I find myself a black flag?"
Yes. Yeah.
Henry Rollins is great.
Yeah.
No, navy blue. Make it dark navy blue. Be different.
No. We want it with a skull and a crossbones. Not just the skull, but the skull and the crossbones. And make it as big as possible. I like a really big flag. Big on big impressions. We want to sell this cargo as fast as possible. I know you guys are a little freaked out. Remember, everybody's going to get double shares on this one because you guys did a lot of the work, and there's no I in team and all those platitudes.
And he asks you what a platitude is.
Well, no, you guys still haven't learned the language yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we're still speaking from the wristwatch. Got
Yeah,
it.
he understands platitudes. It's like ukamaka-oo, and he's like, oh, ukamaka-oo, okay. But I'm going to send my lieutenant in with you, and we're gonna find some more dudes. So we're hiring tonight.
All right, you guys, make your way in. He starts negotiating with people on the deck to find buyers for what he has. He wants to know whether you want him to do that or do you want to do it.
I'm going to approve final sale, but you do it.
All right.
I'm really watching you for executive leadership and a promotion, Cam. So far, I don't have a first mate. So
he says, but I am the first mate.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. He just kind of, yeah. And
I've been
away.
keeping my eye over there on Stumpy. Showing a lot of leadership when that fire went down.
So, what do you call it? He goes off and starts negotiating with people of different types. There's a lot of strangeness here that seems out of sorts because you guys are in the tip of what would have been Florida. But you see like plate and mailed armor from almost like European style. You see some Mongolian and hints of like Korean and Japanese armors here and there. It's almost like a mishmash, and the people who are kind of like similarly dressed kind of act like their own little cliques or groups and kind of stay together. There's very little mixing. The only time you see people really kind of mixing it up are people who are dressed like the original merchants you rode out with, Samir's crew. They seem to be very quick to talk to everybody and anybody. But torches are being lit as the sun's going down, moon's coming up. Cam, the first mate, comes back and he says, I found some buyers for some of the other stuff. We managed to even find a seamstress who will be able to get the smoke out of the bolts of cloth that we have. She'll buy it. It's not as much as we probably could have gotten, but we can sell it now versus sell it later. But we have a major buyer for the steel, but he's got some conditions.
I will meet with him. She will have to sew all of us new clothes. My team. She will have to give us all new outfits.
Pirate outfits?
I could probably negotiate that.
Okay.
The merchant for the steel has use of it. However, we have a problem that they need handling.
Okay. Well, let's talk. Let's break out the rum. Tell him to come on board, and let's swap some spit and shake some hands.
He wants you to come to him.
Well, then I would be leaving the rum, and the rum is still here.
Hold on.
I guess I could take some rum.
He goes, that would probably speed things up.
Okay. I'll find a biggish container.
Okay. You got this flagon that you're carrying.
Do they have like an AM PM 94 ouncer?
Yeah, the one with the jug, handle.
Yeah, that one. The one that just says diabetes on the side.
So as you guys make your way through the town, people give you a stare because you're still dressed in combat utilities.
Not for long.
Are you wearing your armor still? Plate carriers and stuff?
I think I'm going to take my armor off because I'm tired of, I'm Air Force. I'm not used to the plate carrier. There
are like knights.
I'd like to stop at the seamstress first and tell her what kind of outfit I'd like.
Okay. You get to her. She's not old, but older. Probably late 30s, early 40s. Very weathered. She seems very surprised when you guys are translating through your devices, but she just kind of runs with it. And every time somebody talks, she gets like a little jump, and kind of like looks suspicious.
Okay.
But she says sewing new clothes is not a problem.
Okay. Can she make me sort of like a very like a nice big floppy hat, like a captain's hat with
I knew it.
Absolutely.
Feather, and like, can she maybe make me like not necessarily leather armor, but very sort of rakish clothing?
She nods. She can accommodate you.
Okay.
I want a duster too.
Yep, she can do that.
I'll take a duster. Yeah. What about boots? High boots. High.
I can do the clothes. I can't do the boots. You'll have to.
You know a boot maker?
Yes, there is one across town.
I would like some secret pouches sewn inside my leather doublet.
I can make that happen.
Okay, excellent. Then can I get that tomorrow?
If I work through the night, and if you made it worth my while.
It shall be worth your while, my lady, if you know what I mean.
So as she gets to work, do you follow Cam to the buyer for the steel?
Did I drink a lot of my rum while I was negotiating with the comely seamstress?
Absolutely.
Well,
she was comely after you drank the rum.
Exactly. She's good looking. Let's pop off before we go see this dude.
All right. So you get completely
And I
smashed.
tell everybody else, like, make sure to put in your outfit orders whatever character you want to play here. Obviously, I'm going for pirate.
Well, some of us already have the cool armor from the wolf people because, when we went tree.
Yeah.
And they say once you go tree, you never go back.
Cool wolf armor, if you say so. Chicks dig the cool wolf armor.
JR is all about the pollen.
Yeah. Is there a whorehouse here?
Not that you know of.
Is there like a building where chicks are hanging out of the second story with their
There's a
play?
big, huge saloon, like an open air saloon, kind of like you get in the Bahamas, where it's like all open air, so there's no walls,
Yeah.
it's just roof pavilion.
I love those, so where you can get like baked clams and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see the after action report from Jason. You did what to our family friendly brand?
Well, I think that no, we're not going to do that. Well, I need to top off my 94 ouncer before I negotiate, and perhaps maybe have like a little meat on the street food, or maybe they have baked clams or like hamburgers. Let's go in there and let's go check out that.
I think the captain needs a stunt liver.
Stunt liver. So they have baked clams. They have like some sort of a meat fry going on in the back. But there's plenty to eat and drink out here.
Okay, I'm going to top off on that because I realize I've drank a lot and I'm probably going to drink more. So I'm going to put all that in there, and then we'll go see this. Unless any rumors come to be in the bar.
Not that you really. It's really hard for the translator to pick up things because people are speaking in so many different languages at once.
Okay,
it basically goes on like mute because it's not jumping. It's not going to jump between different languages.
Okay. Well, I will tell Cam that so far I'm impressed by him, and he is in the top running for first mate. And I just put my arm around him, and I just really like him a lot. He's a great guy.
He puts his arm around you and he says, "I'm really happy that I could potentially get my own job back. That would be very fantastic." He says, "Should we go see the purveyor of the steel now?"
Yes, let us purvey steel to him, seer.
You are very drunk. And he starts leading you out.
It's all an act. I'm not really drunk.
Right.
But I want them to think I'm drunk, but I'm kind of drunk.
Really drunk.
So you get into like this almost like a storage house for goods before they're being shipped out. And the man comes out. He's wearing that Mongolian armor. He's got this pointed hat with like real wide brim sides. He's carrying what looks like a large saber on his side. And he says, welcome, 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 gentlemen of the, and then he like looks to somebody and he goes, Cyclops Whore. He goes, we don't judge. He says, welcome, welcome. He says,
heard of us.
He says, we met with your first mate. And he goes, and Cam says, potential first mate.
We're in the evaluation process. He's doing rather well.
He says, I hope he continues. He has been very kind. He says,
all depends on how Stumpy does with his task.
He says, oh, so just so that you know, Naylin was on some of our friends on Forgotten Ruin. Had their own Forgotten Ruin game, and she was one of the ones who was playing and was hysterical. If you get a chance, go over to their side on Twitch and check them out. They were a lot of fun. So
can you share the link in the chat so people can
I will put it up with the video when it goes live. I'd have to sift through Twitch to do it, and I have 4 screens running right now. I don't want to have to try and finagle another one. So he says, gentlemen, I am more than happy to purchase your steel at whatever price you deem appropriate, even if it is somewhat obscene. However, I have a request to make.
I'm no stranger to obscene, so I will listen to your request.
He says, we ran afoul, and every time you take a drink, he takes a drink.
Oh, I like him a lot.
He says, we ran afoul of some difficult people on our last run. I might have lost my brother. We received word from those difficult people that we could recover him for a price. And we did so. But he was not the brother that I lost. I was talking to Cam, and he said, you yourself have run afoul of these same people.
Are they little short mean dwarfs?
They are, as a matter of fact.
I hate those bastards.
They are the Loa Hagim, and we do not like them.
We don't like them either.
And as he says the word out loud, the Loa Hagim, your translator comes out with the words voodoo dwarves.
Yeah, that's about right.
He says,
those
That
guys
sounds like a metal band.
down.
he says, so I assume that you will probably be encountering these men at some point again. I would like you to hire my brother as a mate on your boat, so that he may come to these men and possibly undo the affliction that has befell him.
Well, this begs a question. What is the affliction?
So he,
Didn't take his time.
he just spreads his arms, puts his head down, and steps back. And he's got like 12 dudes in there,
Okay.
kind of moving cargo, stuff like that. They're not dressed like him; they're more like ship hands, and they part ways. And there's a man in kind of like sackcloth clothing, bent down on the ground, kneeling. On the left side of his head, he's got what looks like heavy stitching along his skull running down toward his left eye, but his face is down and you really can't see much beyond that.
I think he looks cool.
This is probably going to gross me out.
He says, you have no idea.
All right. I think we can accommodate this. You want him to be one of our mates?
I want him to go to your crew.
Okay.
In the event that you have the opportunity to deal with these men, so that he might recover a bit of what he once was.
Okay, we can do that. I will turn to Cam, and I will say, does he know any sailing stuff?
He was with me as part of our crew for a long time.
Cam, can we put him to work?
Cam's face is, kind of like one of those, and he's just like, what?
Listen, man, you're no looker. I didn't see any of the whores in the bar going after you. Don't judge.
We have room in the dagger team for him. We're down a couple people.
Yeah, we can train it. Yeah, okay.
I want to put him in like a plate carrier. Give him a rifle.
All right. So do you try to get him to stand?
Yes.
Oh,
he's kneeling. He's not like he's down like Terminator style. Just come through the gate, kind of like with his.
Oh, I see.
With his one fist down and his head is facing the floor.
What is your brother's name?
He says, "This is Lamb."
Lamb. Hey, Lamb, how you doing, buddy? You want to go sailing?
So the thing kind of like cocks his head at the mention of its name, and then it stands 7.5, almost 8 feet tall.
Oh yeah, he's perfect for the dagger.
Some of the clothing kind of hangs loose. You can see more stitching over one of his arms. There's stitching coming from behind the right ear, descending into the sackcloth, and his face, his head has been almost shaved to the top, except for almost like a mohawk with like a ponytail at the end, but it's in a braid. But there's scarification everywhere. His right eye is blue and his left eye is brown. And he's enormous. Now these guys the rest of the crew look maybe 5, 6 to 6 feet tops. There's no way this cat should be this tall. Just looking at him, you can see that his right arm is slightly longer than his left.
Well, we will take Frankenbeans with us.
He says, this was not my brother. And if you could return him to us, my people, he says, no, this is my brother.
Right.
But he was not in this condition when he left.
And it seems like this, I mean, I'm willing to try. I want to say that. But it seems like the alterations are permanent looking. I mean, there was sewing, there was cutting, there was stitching.
He says, if there's anything you can... Oh, go ahead.
Just to be clear, he doesn't see this as an improvement.
Would you?
So he wants his old brother back.
He says his 4 wives and 13 children can't look at him like this.
Yeah, but is he in there? Like, is he compos mentis?
He says, I do not know what those words mean. He goes, but there is something of lamb still here. Yeah, start messing with that. He says, there is something of of lamb still there.
Well, I can't guarantee anything, but I can say we'll put him in close proximity. We will attempt to try to make him lamb one more time. But I got to tell you, I mean, the milk's out of the bottle. Once they start cutting, like I knew a plastic surgeon when I was at the Air Force Academy. He was going to go into medicine. I was going to go into flying. And like he would tell me, like we would look at the plastic surgery freak face pages. And like once you start injecting and cutting, it's really hard to dial it back. That's why they always suggest you don't go until you have to go. And then you don't go overboard. You know what I mean? With liposuction and lymph plumping and all that kind of stuff.
So as you're describing all this, he's just like...
Wait, the lamb's addicted to plastic surgery? That's why he's going back?
Yes.
He says, no, he's cursed.
He's cursed.
Cursed.
Ah, cursed.
Right.
Well, you don't believe in curses.
He goes, but he's cursed. And he like points back to him. He's like, how can you not see that?
Well, we come from a place where people did these kind of things because they wanted to.
Why would anyone want to?
Well, I mean, to marry a rich millionaire.
What?
to get a movie crew or to have a larger Instagram following. I mean, it was mainly women doing it with the good parts, but men would do it. Men would add things to their butt to look, yes.
He looks horrified and as though there's not enough rum, so he starts ordering more rum from his men.
Yeah, I will agree with him. The past was a horrible place. We were monsters, but I understand, and we'll take him with us, and you'll pay double, like you said, an obscene amount for all our steel, and we will have a good reputation here.
He says, yes. And then he brings out a small crate carried by 2 men. The crate have those rope handles, so they have to carry it between them. They set it down and open it, and it's got 12 large trade bars of what look like gold.
I kneel down and hug the chest. I cry a little because it's my first booty.
The guy who is trying to broker this deal looks at Cam and says, do I kneel down and hug as well? And Cam's just, no.
So I would ask him,
I'm a little choked up. And I'm like, you guys don't know what this means to me.
So while he's busy crying into the
booty, crying into the booty, say it, JR. He's busy crying into the booty.
Crying into the booty. I'm going to ask the Mongolian if he knows any magic users that might train that we could hire as part of our crew.
You want a wizard?
Sure. We're learning. We're all learning together.
Why would you need such a thing?
So maybe somebody accidentally floated some dead bodies, and they're just trying to figure out how to do it again.
Like you threw something overboard?
Exactly.
You don't need a wizard for that.
Land. Except for we were on land, and they just started floating.
I don't know. You need more rum. And he hands you a cup.
I sob gently and caress the booty.
The creature known as Lamb,
Franken Beans,
stands up because he had sat down for a moment. He stands up, towering over everybody, and kneels down and is like almost face to face with you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
He grabs the ropes and he says, "I lift for you."
Hey, cool.
I heard I live for you. And this makes me even like, this is the best day ever.
He says,
yes, carry my booty, which we shall divide up among everybody in those portions where the captain gets the most.
so he looks at you and you say, "Yes, carry my booty." So
Carry my booty.
lifts up the case and puts it on his shoulder.
Sweet.
He lifts you up and puts you on the other shoulder.
No, inappropriate.
He says, "Booty,
Knee down, booty up.
booty," and then he starts walking. He's indiscriminately.
Okay.
So he's
How
just
tall is
walking outside.
How tall is this guy again?
About 7.5.
Okay.
It's huge. Do you guys follow him out, or do you stay with the traders to drink some more rum?
Well, the first mate and I have to go acquire some crew.
Okay. You guys go to do that?
Yeah.
I'll shadow the booty and
And the beast. Booty and the beast. I saw that video. It was inappropriate. There was a lot of no touching going on there, man.
Oh my God.
You okay, JR?
He's not going to make it.
he's already peed his pants, I'm sure.
JR was renting movies last night.
So, he starts walking, and then he drifts back to the pavilion where there's like the food and the drink and stuff like that. He sets you and the thing down, and then he points to like sticks of meat over the fire.
I buy him meat.
He takes it, and then he says, "Where? Carry." And then he points back to the booty.
Don't carry me anymore. I enjoy standing. Carry the booty back to my cabin in the ship and guard it with your life.
Okay. He eats the meat, says thank you, picks up the case, and starts walking to a ship.
No. I lead him towards my ship with my booty.
Okay.
On the bright side, Nick, there's 4 wives and 13 kids that need a daddy. You could find some wives.
What are you saying, JR?
He's talking about an alliance by marriage.
That would be adultery.
So the
Not if you believe in polygamy.
so the you manage to get him to walk onto the ship. He sets the case down to where
in my cabin, where it's
your
safe,
cabin.
And then I place him at the door of my cabin and say, "No one enters except me."
He nods.
That's not going to be problematic in the future.
Then I go back into town and drink a bunch.
Okay. About an hour later, Wilbur and Cam come back, and they have about 8 guys that they've managed to hire.
Okay.
We're all suspiciously intoxicated.
Yes. But now what we'll do is I'll go to Cam and I'll say, like, okay, we have all these ingots and we have our gold. How much gold did we get from our castle? Did we get gold?
Some.
And then we have the gold for the cloth. So like what we need to do is we need to pay out everybody their shares for the last voyage so that we can start afresh.
He says, if you give us the gold from castle, that will satisfy all debts from the witch.
Okay. Then we do that.
He says, if you give me one of those trade bars,
Yes.
I can start working on improvements to the ship.
Okay. We will.
Because if you're going to be going onto other people's ships without their permission, you might want bigger weapons.
Right. What kind of weapons do we have right now?
We have none.
Okay. What kind of weapons can we have with one ingot? Could we get like a ballista or a catapult? Or
We can get a ballista, and we can get one that swivels so that it can be fired to different sides.
Right.
We can also get some target launchers. He starts describing what it sounds in essence like a giant slingshot.
Okay. Let's get one ballista to mount on the fore castle so that we can shoot at things going forward. And then let's get 3 of those slingshots for each side, port and starboard.
He says, now, if we go back down south, back into the Shattered Sea, there are certain nations there that deal with weapons. And then he taps your side where the pistol is.
Yes.
He goes, they are not as sophisticated as yours.
Right.
But they exist.
Cannons.
Big guns, yes.
Big guns, okay. And then let's also buy like grappling hooks and rope and anything else we need for boarding in case we want to go a pirating.
He nods and he says, okay, I'll get to work and you continue drinking.
Okay, and then let's make repairs to our ship, and let's buy stores, and I'll go pick up my clothes, and you guys should all figure out what clothes you want since we're getting free clothes.
No, I have a duster and a pirate outfit, but oddly, I had a grappling hook and rope as part of my wardrobe.
Yep.
Because my pirate wardrobe has a grappling hook.
So at some point,
hat,
no hat. At some point later in the evening, Cam comes back and he's got a large bolt of black cloth.
Ooh, yeah, my flag.
He says, for your inspection,
we will wait until after midnight to roll it out. Oh yeah,
nice.
That's even better.
The Dagger team's faces just drop. They know what it is.
Oh, we do?
Yep. You guys have seen this before.
Sweet.
This is the symbol of the French resistance during World War II.
Okay.
Oh.
And it was adopted by certain special forces societies, kind of like fraternal societies in the late 80s and 90s.
Okay. I asked Cam if he knows of a tattoo artist in town.
There are several.
Go grab one and have him come out to the ship. He's going to be working till dawn.
Oh, this is going to be so bad.
Are these the same tattoos that give you healing power and other stuff, or
are you asking?
Kinds?
Are you asking Vuscam that, or are you asking?
Yeah.
He says, "Oh no. Those require. You're going to need to go back to the Shattered Sea for that."
Okay.
He goes, the only place I know of where there's one that everybody knows where he is in the Sovereign City. He says, anything else before I try to walk down the plank, for the 4th time?
No, we need a plank so we can make the bad guys, the customers walk.
We've got a plank. We've got this plank. This is a good
an extra one that we can paint black.
Stop spending all our hard penny money on planks. Once the tattoo artist comes back, I would like to get the first tattoo of this and enjoy and invite everybody to join the society of whatever this flag is, and to be known for the rest of it as pirate brothers with this tattoo.
When you look at, you got some like Wikipedia capability on the handhelds that you're wearing.
Yeah.
When you look it up, the phrase that goes with it is "nos defions." It means we resist.
Yes, that's even
These are,
better.
these are the same guys who managed the Maginot Line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out well.
See, that right there.
Yeah.
That's why you have problems, right?
The tattoo artist comes out.
The Society of Balls.
He's got like a big case and stuff like that, and he sets it down, and he's got like real long hair. He flips his hair back, and he's just got this like one big eye that looks like it's super infected. And he says, "Who's getting the ink?"
And then I
But I
rip
think
off my sleeve and go put it right there and make it as big as.
He sits, he nods, he goes, "Het."
Jesus.
And he starts whipping up inks and stuff like that. And then he starts. It's the old style tattooing where he's got a bamboo reed and he's tapping it with a hammer.
Yeah.
So it takes about an hour to get yours on.
Okay.
Everybody else start getting them.
Yeah, the Dagger team's doing it as well.
I'm Jewish. I'm not doing that. No.
What, Jews can't have tattoos?
Nope.
Nope.
Huh. No lobster, no tattoos.
Nah.
You do face paint though. He could like finger paint it on you for a little bit.
Yeah.
So as you're watching your men get tattooed and stuff like that, you notice Lamb, the Frankenbeans guy. He starts coming up from beneath the hold. And as he's walking up, Nick, did you want to take a moment and talk about the show sponsor, Galaxy's Edge?
I do. I love Galaxy's Edge. And Galaxy's Edge is sponsoring this podcast. We make fine books for you, like the Galaxy's Edge series. We're also producing some other authors and having a lot of fun. But Galaxy's Edge, I think the best way to find out about us is to go over to our website, which is galacticoutlaws.com. And check
US.
out US. Okay. And check out galacticoutlaws.us. Check out everybody over there. And then I think like this is fun. And if you like this level of fun with the podcast, go over and check out the Galaxy's Edge fan club on Facebook. It is a lot of like super wildly inappropriate humor and memes and chili recipes, and you'll like it. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. So as you guys are sitting there getting tattoos, Lamb comes up and stands beside you, Nick.
Would you like a tattoo, Frankenbeans?
He looks down, looks back to you. No.
Okay.
Problem.
Uh-oh.
It is
Problem. And then he points back toward the center of town. You fix.
Me fix problem. Show me.
He starts to like reach down to pick you up, thinks about it for a second,
Yeah.
and then starts walking.
Okay. I will follow him.
He picks up what looks like a gaffing hook. So like to, drag boats into shore and stuff like that. It looks more like one of those fire pokers because of his size. To him, it looks like, you move wood around in your fireplace, but he grabs it anyway and starts walking down the plank.
How did he see that? How did he see that when he was guarding the cabin?
You don't know. Do you ask him?
Yes, I will ask him.
He stops, looks at you, and says, "Problem." And then he points back toward the center of town.
He's kind of a single-minded individual.
All right, I will follow him and see what happens. With my trusty weapons at the ready.
People are in that pavilion where all the drinking and the food and everything, and everybody was having like a good time. They're on the outside and they're forming like a perimeter around the building.
I get some of the flaming flasks ready.
As you're doing that, you start getting those weird whispers in your ear again.
I was expecting that.
The gem with the fangs on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your. I assume it's in one of your pockets.
Yes.
It starts like tapping against your leg.
All right, so I grab a hold of it and start concentrating on it, see if I can mind meld with it and get any sensible whispers out of it.
Nothing that you can tell. But
Okay.
as you're holding it, it's getting warm.
Yeah. Is it getting warmer as we get closer?
No, it just steadily gets warm until it reaches like a certain temperature. You can tell it's just warmer than the heat of your hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an entire crowd just surrounding this pavilion, and they're just standing there.
So they're just chilling?
It's kind of like a big, huge, because this thing is like abutted against the beach.
Right.
So like on the planks, on the raised planks of the what do you call it? Of the pavilion, they're just in a big, huge semicircle. There's probably 30, 40 people just standing there.
Are there any young girls with big, large doe eyes who seemed concerned?
If you look into their faces, it's all like blank stare.
Oh.
It's like a flesh golem has come back.
And what does Frankenbean say?
He points toward the center where the bar is, and he says, "Problem."
Yeah. We go.
And then I say, I fix, right? Question.
He goes, "You fix."
You help?
Gives you like that hands up, like, of course, look.
Okay. Then I draw my sword and say, don't worry, everybody. I'm here to help. And then I
So
advance into the bar.
as you like walk through the perimeter, the entire crowd start chanting the same thing. You killed my brother. You killed my witch. They just keep saying it over and over again.
They're not chanting my name.
There's so many people we have to kill now.
All right, I pull out my hammer.
They're not doing anything to you.
Let's diagnose the source before we go all killing spree.
High points.
My hammer is at the ready.
Do they all seem to be looking inward at the pavilion?
Yes.
Then I
If
go in.
someone-
I go in there.
All right. There's nobody in there on there, but as you get to the center, where like the bar is, there's a dead crow on the floor.
Oh.
Wait, is it our buddy?
Check your fetish.
Yeah.
Hey,
I thought it flew away from him.
well, there's probably more than one crow in the world, so I'm gonna guess. So, is it the same crow as the one that whispered to me before?
You don't know. You didn't see that particular crow's tattoos.
Okay.
That's like a question Nicole would ask me. Is that the same crow? Is that the same crow? Yes, that's the same crow.
Oh God. There's a dead crow in there. Do you do anything to it with it?
So I go ahead and check my fangs set in the gemstone thing and see is anything different about it.
It's still warm. It's just warm that you know of.
What if I touch the the fang gemstone to the body of the crow?
Nothing. It just the gem is still warm.
Okay.
The chanting stops, and one of the women come forward
Here's your moment, Captain.
and says, "Produce the one that laid the killing blow." Another, like a dude further down in the semicircle, walks forward. Only his death will satisfy us.
You got to be more specific than that. We've killed a lot of people.
Well, as a good leader, I step in and say, it was Rick James.
He's like Rick James, bitch.
One of the there's like a tradesman that was maybe a blacksmith or something like that. he walks up to the bar, and once again, totally blank face, no expression, no emotion. It's almost like he's on autopilot. His hands are completely down at his sides. He just walks up to the bar where you are. He picks up a knife for cutting meat, and he cuts his hand, and he starts rubbing in a circle around the bar so that he bleeds in the bar. And
Dude, what's your problem?
he like backs all. He sets down the knife and then backs away all the way back to the crowd. Everybody kind of rejoins the semicircle. And as you're standing there, the face of the Master Sergeant, the former Master Sergeant Benny, starts appearing in the wood made from the blood.
Oh, Benny.
So you're sitting there and you're watching the face, and then the small pool of blood kind of morphs again. And anybody who's standing close enough can see this. That would be including Mr. Crowley.
I see it.
As it starts, it renders back into a pool. It comes back again, and you see the scene of like almost like you're watching this through a small cell phone screen. You see a scene of you guys taking fire from what looks like a heavy machine gun. And then goblins on these like big wolves start getting mowed down. You guys start returning fire. And then the machine gun stops. You walk up to it and you see what looked like a tattooed dwarf.
Yeah, that guy.
Behind the machine gun. And then the blood like kind of mixes and then coalesces back into Benny's face. But this time in motion, like leaning down, and you can see like almost like you're looking from the dead eyes of the dwarf. He cuts something and then comes up and he's holding an ear.
Oh. So you just want the ear back. We can do that.
Sorting through all Benny's ears is going to be a nightmare.
Now, what's interesting is that is the dwarf, that tattooed dwarf that we killed in where we got the machine gun from. That is the same blood dude that that set fire to the boat.
It was probably a couple of months ago for you now.
Right. But it was the same image of.
If you had to guess, it's a different person.
Okay.
I pull out the 20-sider.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
That I took off of him.
And
I throw it on the table.
Okay.
What number do I get?
20.
Roll.
20. Do it.
Go ahead, roll it.
4.
Okay. Just rolling it to see what it's going to do. All right.
This is a bar, right?
Yes.
Ooh, I hop over the bar.
Okay. You were already on the other side because you had to go get the crow.
Yeah.
And he's getting more rum, apparently.
Why not?
Loaded on the ship.
Wait, did Wilbur pick up the crow?
Well, I touched the one of the fetishes to the crow. Didn't pick him up.
I pick up the crow like this.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a dead crow.
I walk out to the crowd holding it.
They back up.
They back up, so I keep going forward, and they keep backing up.
Mm-hmm. They part to let you through.
Okay. I was curious how many would fall off the back of the pavilion.
No, they're not that entranced, but
Okay.
yeah.
Is there
So they
anything
part as they
let
go
it-
through.
Yeah, they part. What was that, Nick?
Is there anything tequila-ish?
Yes.
Oh, I'll drink that.
Is the are the entranced peoples aware of what's going on, or are they just sort of there zombied out and their body is just animated?
You don't know. But from what you can tell, they're standing totally still. Their faces are blank. Your captain is drunk.
Why don't you try some of your magical powers, JR?
I was thinking that, if we're going to pirate, let's pirate. If they're out of their sorts, maybe we check their pockets.
Oh, God.
No,
Steal
like
their
why
gold.
don't you try some magic or something? Like,
Because it doesn't work.
Make the crow
I'm
fly.
waving a crow in front of their faces.
Make the dead crow fly around. That'll be fun.
Okay, I will concentrate on the crow and like think, make it fly, make it fly. I'm gonna get this stupid captain, make it fly.
Roll a saving throw. Tell me what you get.
Okay, my
21.
saving throw has to be a 12, and I get a 1.
Oh, okay.
That's good. I'm under the number.
No, saving throw is over, bro. Okay, so
No. We're changing the rules right now.
saving throw is over. Ability scores are under.
What are you, a Democrat?
So he hands you the crow, and you start concentrating, and it kind of liquefies, turns into like soupy flesh. The feathers fall out. It flows through your fingers. You're like, ah! As you back up, you look at the crowd, and most everybody seems to have this like very pleasant golden aura around them.
Except for
yeah, there's one guy, a couple of dudes deep off to your right, and his aura is red. The aura sees you staring at it, and then jumps to another body. That aura becomes gold, goes from gold to red, and then it like almost like becomes angry or enraged and curses. And then it kind of like, now there's no sound to this. It's just something that you're seeing, and you see it like roar, kind of like yell or scream in anger. And now all of those people who are standing there, all of their auras become red.
oh, that's
Okay.
special.
I'm ready to roll for initiative.
So on
Light
that
this
note,
baby up.
yeah. On that note, we want to thank you for coming out and playing Forgotten Ruin with us. We really enjoyed having you. Really a lot of fun in the chat today. Let's see, Pando Player BR or Plando Play BR. We appreciate you following us. Thank you everybody for coming out, and we'll be back next week for Sci-Fi Writers playing old school D&D.